Hey everybody, we're super delighted to bring to you another interview with a force to be reckoned with in the knife sharpening community. And this is coming to us all the way outside of Moscow, Russia. It's incredibly early in the morning right now, and we're talking to TSProf. So stay tuned because their story is incredible, and I think you're just going to absolutely love it. Hey everybody, welcome to another segment, and in this particular interview, we are just out of control excited. Today we've got a man that is a mystery in the knife sharpening world, and he's got a system that is just out of control incredible. And so we are very excited to welcome Pavel Hudyakov. Pavel, how are you doing?
Hi everyone, I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, great. Look, for the convenience of my lack of Russian, your English name is Paul. Is it okay if I call you Paul?
It's completely.
Awesome,
Absolutely.
great. So, Paul, how long have you guys been selling your sharpening system?
Actually, TSProf started in 2011 year.
So, you guys are a relatively young company. You've been doing this for, let's see, that's about 7 years, I guess, something like that. Through the 7 years, what would you consider one of the most important aspects of your product developing?
The main features is durability, reliability, and precision. So as precise the unit, the tool is, as great the result in knife sharpening you get.
That brings me to quality, right? When I look at the guided sharpener systems on the market today, and the majority of those brands are molded, injected, they're plastic. Now, don't get me wrong, they're high quality plastic, but they're plastic machines. Is yours a plastic machine like the majority of them on the market?
Our machine is completely made of metal, and there is a reason for that. Metal is much more durable, and it will last you for a longer time, and it will be more precise. In this point, we think that metal is the best choice for us. I hope to maintain the quality. It should be the same because, as far as for me, it's a part of the brand. It's part of TSProf. The quality.
Do you guys machine your own parts?
All the parts, all the sharpener is machined completely in our factory.
So what's been the biggest obstacle? What's been the biggest problem that you guys have had to overcome, being that you machine 100% of your own parts?
Actually, here in Russia, manufacturing business is not so typical. We face a lack of technologies, a lack of financing. The business was starting from scratch, from a garage with no equipment, and it was developing step by step, really slow. Business, for example, in America, are done by other way. If you have an idea, you make a business plan, you go to a bank, you get a loan, buy an equipment, and start to produce. But here we don't have these possibilities. That's why we have to do business step by step from scratch, using our own funds, investing our own salaries to the factory. I think it's the biggest obstacle.
Wow, you know what though? But that's amazing. I love hearing that because to me that's like a Cinderella story of a genuine entrepreneurship. Let's talk about the machine itself. What's your favorite feature on the TSProf?
I would say, of course, I could say it's the magic flip unit, or maybe it's this massive stand or some other parts, but not. It's not. It's not true. The truth is, the machine gives to everyone an opportunity to achieve very good results, to make very sharp knives with almost no experience. So if you get the unit for the first time, you didn't sharpen a knife before, and you watch some videos on YouTube how to do it, you may achieve shaving sharpness. People is the point. Why we make the units? It's the most important feature. Why people get it? Why people buy it? Why people like it? It's because it gives something to people. It gives an opportunity to sharpen knife, very sharp.
You have two different units. You have a KO1 and a KO2, right?
Correct. The main difference between KO1 and KO2 is the magic flip unit. In KO2, you just press on the frame or on the knife and it flips. But in KO1, you should unscrew a bolt, a handle, flip it by hands, and tighten it back. KO1, it's basically simpler unit. The design is simpler, and we keep it in production for a reason. It's cheaper, more durable, and it holds the knife better. You might tighten, and it's like deadly clamped. It cannot be flipped in any force.
Just recently, you guys had a huge thing go on. You guys hosted the World Cup. Are you a football fan?
Of course, I follow. Of course, I know the countries who plays, who wins. And as for me, it would be a crime to not to make something like that especially for this event.
Right, and what you're talking about, for those who don't know, you're talking about a special edition, and I would imagine it's a limited edition, 2018 TSProf World Cup unit. That's what you're talking about? I was on your website and I had a chance to take a look at it. Man, what a classy unit.
It was only 10 units produced for this limited edition. And we have maybe a couple left.
Hey, so here's something that would be a fun idea. You know what? Maybe you could consider this. You know, on the base of your TSProf, the one that you had the limited edition with the soccer ball on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So this is fantastic. Instead of the soccer ball, right? Maybe a limited North American edition, right? Maybe make like 100 of them. And it would have really cool letters, like really cool writing, and it would say something like "Izraci Silboviu."
No.
How has your North American response been since you started? Since you really kind of opened up your doors to shipping to the United States?
We didn't get like big response. We were sending units for reviews to different people, and after the reviews, we've got better feedback. Special thanks I would like to say to Cody Wrangler Star after his videos. Thank you, Cody Wrangler Star, for the reviews.
Well, I mean, look, that had to been huge because, you know, if you go to Cody's YouTube channel and you click on the video that says "This box I got from Russia changed my life," right? Part 1, it's got like 2 million views.
It's a lot. It's a lot, and
that's huge. Of course, that's a ton of people that are that normally probably have never heard of it.
Yeah, I think that without Wrangler Star, without Cody, TSProf would not be TSProf. So
that's an extraordinary statement. You know, the feedback that I've personally gotten about your system is that it's overbuilt, and people love that. Right? Not that that's a bad thing, but that's a good thing, right? They call it the most overbuilt system on the market today. It's a system that they can hand down to their great grandkids. Would you agree with that statement? Would you call your system the most overbuilt system on the market today?
I think the reason is historical. I was born in USSR 3 years before the USSR broke up. My father, who is an inventor, who is the designer of the system, he was born in the USSR 9 years after the World War. And in the USSR, we had an economy planned by government. So no market, no competition. Everything was planned by government. USSR had a lot of metal producing factories. Everything was overbuilt. TVs, bicycles, cars, motorcycles. It was completely, even computers, was completely overbuilt. So I think it's a track of our history. In this situation with knife sharpeners, I think it's very good.
I think that people would prefer an overbuilt system rather than an underbuilt system, right?
It's all about precision, all about consistency. If it's overbuilt, it should be precise, it should be consistent, and the result should be very good.
Absolutely. You know, each manufacturer currently on the market, they all use their favorite type of stones. Edge Pro uses aluminum oxide. Wicked Edge uses diamonds, right? That's kind of their go-to stone. But you guys are a little different. I noticed on your website you kind of let the customer choose what they want. You have a whole variety of stones that you allow your customers to choose from.
Yeah, it's true.
You have diamonds. I noticed that you have strops. You also have something that stood out to me. You have Arkansas stones.
Arkansas is perfect for final honing.
And you also have sandpaper, and so you have this huge line of stones that a customer can go to you. Are you guys ever going to consider adding the Nano-Chaussera line?
I can tell you more. We are going to extend our abrasives line, abrasives assortment. Many people prefers their own kinds of abrasives types. As for me, I prefer diamonds. I like diamonds. So I believe that it should be wide assortment of abrasives.
And I like diamonds too. Diamonds are an easy go-to because they're fast. And if you know how to use them, then they're going to last a long time.
The sharpening process with this guided sharpening systems is like a meditation, as for me. So it's a quiet process. You sharpen slowly, and it's for me it's a kind of pleasure. In some cases, it kind of maybe art, even an art.
It is like a time of quiet meditation for me as well. Let's talk about your website.
This website that you can see right now was built by me personally from scratch very long time ago. So this website is like straightforward.
When people go to a website, they're looking for easy to navigate. If your website's not easy to navigate, then people generally aren't going to stick around. And the first time that I visited your website, straight up, it was incredibly easy to navigate. Man, your options are right there. They're not complicated. The descriptions are very thorough. And then you have this really cool option at the bottom where you can configure your own system. Do people take advantage of that?
Yeah, you're right. It's two categories of people visiting the website. The first is someone who just wants to buy TSProf, and that's all. For this kind of people, we have pre-built standard configurations. But, there's another category of people who wants to investigate, who wants to learn about the system. And for these people, we have the configurator. They click the items and configure their own systems. So someone could buy it like without stones at all, and maybe these people have their own stones. So I believe that the universal abrasive holder is a very important part.
When you're looking at the TSProf and you're looking at the ability for it to clamp down the blade. Now, that me personally, that's probably one of my favorite features. Now, I just learned through talking to you, the magic flip is an upgrade from the T01 to the T02, and that's basically the only difference. And so let's talk about that for a second. So right now, you put your knife in horizontally. You can either clamp it with one clamp or with two clamps, depending on the size of your knife, right?
Yes, correct.
And with the T02, let's just talk about that unit. When I want to flip it, what do I need to do?
You need only press on a frame and it flips. Of course, you may adjust the flipping force. Before you start sharpening, you clamp the knife, you adjust the force according to the knife size, the knife length, and the abrasive weight, and your own like style of sharpening. You adjust the flipping force. You start sharpening one side. You feel the burr appears, and you press on the knife or on the frame, and just flip, and it holds on the horizontal position.
And then to flip it again, you just press it again.
Yeah, you just press it again, and you get very consistent results. So one side you flip it, and other side is the same angle, and the precision is from 0.3 to 0.1, depending on the adjustment.
Hey, so what kind of knives can the TSProf sharpen?
The limitation is the knife width. So machete is possible, and this is possible. It's big enough. I tried to sharpen snowboard with TSProf, but I didn't get any luck. Snowboard is about 2 meters in length.
That's funny. What about safety? Would you consider your unit as safe? Like, is there anything anybody needs to know in regards to safety when it comes to the TSProf?
So if you sharpen a knife, you can take a pause, remove the knife, put it to some place, safer place, like in a far distance from kids, from animals.
Awesome. If somebody's not happy with what they're using, or if somebody is considering using one for the first time, what advice do you have for them? What would you tell them?
I would advise to investigate more. And there is a lot of tools, a lot of opinions, a lot of people, and make smart decisions. It all depends your own situation.
Hey, so if somebody does have a question, right, and they wanna talk to you guys, what's the easiest way for them to get in touch with you to ask your questions? Can they call your website, or do you have distributors already lined up in the United States? What's the easiest way for someone to get their questions answered?
It depends on kind of questions. If it's technical questions, it's much better to contact us directly. We have all the factory, all the staff, all the people who knows everything about the sharpener. So it's best way to contact us directly by the website. We have a phone number, email address, social networks like Facebook, Instagram, and so on. If you want to buy a unit, I think the best way is to contact dealers, distributors, which we have in the US.
All right, so for those of you who are familiar, States, STATESLLC.com. That's a company outside of Piedmont, South Carolina. And they carry the TSProf line, the accessories, the stones, the grits, pretty much everything that you guys have.
It's absolutely correct. Feel free to call them and to find out if they have inventory.
Nice, good. And I had an opportunity to talk to Sergi over at your through your website, and it seemed like they were able to answer all the questions that I had personally, and English wasn't a problem. And so you guys got a good setup going right now. Paul, if you can give me just a quick overview of what makes TSProf, what would you say to that? Who's all the players, who's all involved with your company, and what makes it so special?
TSProf story is a story of people, and there is four of us for today, four co-founders. We were working from the start of the company. It's my father. His name is Sergi. He's an inventor. He make all the parts, all the design, all the construction, and all the ideas. This magic flip unit, all other parts, all other units belongs to him. My brother Alex. His name actually Russian name. He's good in commerce. He's a businessman. Also, we have Ildar. His name is Ildar. It's a Russian name. He's a director of operation, and me. I'm responsible for export, for like international communications, and so on and so forth. So TSProf is a vivid example of a cooperation of people. I would like to thank all the people who works with me, who works in TSProf company.
It's a truly family-run business. Paul, I want to tell you from the two guys in a cooler team, we are so grateful for your time. We thank you for this interview.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your interview. Feel free to contact. Have a good day.
All right, there you have it. That was Pavel Hudyakov with TSProf coming to us all the way from just outside of Moscow, Russia. And what an awesome story. Man, what a great story. And if you want to check out TSProf, go to their website. I'm going to put a link below, TSProf.com. Give them a call. The guys will help you out if you're looking for a guided sharpening system. Let me tell you something, though. This system is so popular, there's an actual 3 to 4 week waiting list, but don't fret. Paul assured me that that waiting list is about to get real small as they're cranking out systems to accommodate the demand. So don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, give it a thumbs up and share this video. We'll see you in the kitchen.